And we are back with another one. So today I'm going to show you guys, I don't know if you saw the other video, if you saw the one before this one, I showed you the car, I told you I got a bunch of parts for it. And today I figured before me and Juanito start getting into the car, I figured I'd show you guys exactly what we bought. So I got a whole table full of everything before me, and I'm going to show you guys exactly the breakdown. So first things first, if you got a drift car, you need an angle kit, we got the FAPO. The only reason I bought this is because the SLR is great. I love the SLR. Shout out to SLR. Shout out to Sean from SLR, but I'm not paying $1,500 for an angle kit, and let's be honest. And this thing, if you buy it on eBay, it's like $600, and if you buy it on Alibaba, it's like $200. So you could buy 6 of these or whatever it is for the same price that you're going to buy an SLR, and I've heard nothing but complaints about the SLR. So we went with the FAPO. I had it on the other drift car. I love it. It's still, they pretty much copied exactly what the SLR is, as much as I hate to say that, but it is what it is. And so we bought it so that we could get the same amount of angle for a quarter of the price. So if you do end up getting an angle kit, if you need one, FAPO, eBay. The shifter, I know people hate this thing. This is the Coolerworx. I know it's very notchy, but I love it. I love the way it feels, and it makes a great seat. So for that reason, we bought it. It's awesome. I just got, it's very expensive for what it is. I know, I understand. I know that's exactly what people are going to say. But if you have driven a car with one of these, which my old drift car had this, it's notchy. It's going to feel great. You'll know exactly what gear you're in. It's loud, and yeah, and it's long. So move on to suspension. This is what we're going to install today on the car. So before we get into that, the old car had the ISCs, but now, of course, you know, look at the label. Come on now. You know what I mean? That's how you know we big balling. I'm gonna be honest, I got this. These are used, of course, because, you know, we cheap out here. These are used. I got these with the sale of the other drift car. And I had the ISCs in the other car, but then I figured let's move on to BC because my red vert had them and I loved them. I had no complaints. And yeah, why wouldn't you? Since we're going LS, since we're doing big power, and if you know what I mean, the headers for the LS suck because you have like no room. So you go with the Sikky. It's beautiful. This is going to be the steering shaft. It's a lot smaller than the OEM. I don't know if you could really see that, but whatever, you get the idea. Shout out to Sikky. It's great. If you're doing the LS swap, I'm telling you, that's the way to do it. Camera. Yeah. So this is also FAPO. It's because it was cheap. Because I don't know what, I felt like we were not supposed to do a budget build, but now we're kind of there because now the funds are drying up and I don't have any more funds to give. So yeah, we went FAPO again because this thing was literally $35 for camber arms. And they're going to do the same exact thing that $200-300 arms are going to do, unless you're getting WiseFab, which I don't know, maybe down the line when we could afford it. But this is the bread and butter of the whole operation right here. So we went with this kit. The only reason we went with this is because I've seen people run these, and like I said, we took out all the wiring. So to make it easy, we went with the ARC 8000, and we're just gonna mount these things up. It's super simple. You can see it's got the panel in it. It's got all the wiring, everything. It's just gonna make your life 10 times easier. And these were all on Black Friday, like the other video said. It was good deals on all of them. I got this thing, I think it was like $490, I wanna say. I know it sounds a lot, but for this kit, it's good. And now we don't really have to do much. It's pretty much just plug, play, and then we don't really have to do much besides the little stuff that we do know how to do. Now is the interior stuff. Well, interior and exterior. But for the interior, steering wheel, all right? The gold, you know? Not really, obviously it's NRG, but still. We got the white with the gold because the cage that's gonna go in there, hopefully we're gonna paint that white. It's gonna come out sick. And shout out to NRG because for some reason we did a lot of NRG stuff for the interior for this one. And you know why we did that? Because it's cheap. That's why. And because the NRG seats were like on sale for Black Friday and we got them for $500 for 2 of them. And you can't beat that. So the original plan was to go either Corbo like the old one, or go Sparko, or go, I don't know, Bride. But then I realized like they're like $1,000 each, and I'm like, are we really gonna pay that? And just to drift grassroots and probably still be in B class? No. The NRG, right? So I got 2 of these. It's the beautiful, the Prisma, and yeah, I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Quick review right here while we're showing it off. I've sat down in this thing. The seat is not too comfortable, and there's not a lot of I guess bolstering, right? There's not a lot of bolstering on the side. That sucks. So for that reason, we're gonna upgrade these probably next season, like the season after that season. Yeah, so that's when we're gonna upgrade them. But for now, it's cheap. It'll do the job. It'll keep us in the seat, and it looks cool. That's the only thing with the Ultras and the Prismas and whatnot. So they're cheap. They look sick. Not comfortable. Believe it or not, this is actually the front bumper. So shout out to KVD. Shout out to their Black Friday sale, because or else we would have never bought one of these, because they're like $500. We bought this thing. It was like $420 shipped to the door, and that is very expensive. But at least we know it's not going to break, because I mean, it literally came saran wrapped and shrink wrapped and tight and right like this. So the next most expensive thing, the overfenders. So for the overfenders, I actually ended up going with the Fitment Labs. This is the phase 2, because they have like 3 different phases. The only reason we went with the phase 2 is because the phase 3 was just a little too aggressive for what we're doing. We don't need, like, I think it was like 75 millimeter for the phase 3. Yeah, the phase 2s I think are 45. I want to say, yeah, 45 is what we're gonna go with. If it's not, then whatever, I lied to you. But you know, so this is what we got. And I think that's about everything. Aside from like all the swap parts, like the headers, the Holley Terminator X, which we got for the thing, which you'll see. So once we start actually getting into the car, I'll show you guys all that stuff. This is just everything we kind of had stretched out over the table and whatnot. And I figured I'll show you guys. This way it kind of explains everything it is. And yeah, so that's all the parts that I can't wait to kind of get into. These are like non-essential parts for now. But at least we're gonna do the angle kit, we're gonna do the suspension today, and hopefully get to cut out the windows, do that, cut out the engine bay, and cut out a piece of the engine bay. And yeah, it's gonna be sick. So that's one piece. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of what we did here. We kind of just broke down what we had, and this way I kind of wanted you guys to see before we actually get working on the car. And hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully it kind of gives you an idea for your build, what you want to do. And if you have any questions, of course, you know your boy's here. Hit me up. Hit me on YouTube. Hit me on TikTok. Hit me on, before it gets banned, hit me on Instagram, all the other good stuff. And so, as always, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one.